Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy with Keto Liscious Life. Thank you so much for checking in on this video to see what I'm making today. Today's chaffle is going to be a key lime pie chaffle. So stay tuned and let's get started. So I'm going to start with 1 egg in my bowl. Woo, that one had a very thin shell. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and whisk this egg up. I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of lime juice concentrate. I'm doing 1 tablespoon of pyure, which is a erythritol stevia blend. 1 tablespoon of coconut flour. 1 teaspoon, brand new, so it comes out really fast. 1 teaspoon of heavy cream. So when I do, if you look at the cream cheese package, it's 1 line is equivalent to 1 ounce. 1 ounce of cream cheese is equal to 2 tablespoons. So if I'm using 1, then I would do half of that. Or if I'm doing 2 tablespoons, then I would do 1 ounce. So that's how I break it down. You can, definitely use a scale if you want to measure it out exactly. So for this recipe, I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of cream cheese, which is half an ounce on that line. I hope that clarifies a little bit. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not, see if you look, I'm eyeballing that. My line still has a good chunk here, so it's about half of that. So that's how I do it. So I'm going to heat this up. Heat this up in the microwave for about 10 seconds, usually does the trick. And again, I'm so sorry for any confusion that I caused with that. I will try to be more careful when I explain like my measurements and stuff like that. So I'm going to add in my softened warm cream cheese. And let's give this a nice stir. I don't know about you guys, but I love key lime pie. That tartness, I have times where I'm just absolutely craving that tart key lime pie. So I thought this would be a fun one to make. Even though summer's kind of over, it seems like such a great, refreshing summer recipe. Oh, and I almost forgot. A half a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm getting to where I can just do these almost by memory. How I know how I want my base recipe to kind of be, and then I add in my other flavors from there. So sometimes I forget things. So that was half a teaspoon of baking powder. And I will put all of that down in the recipe too. So if you smell it, it smells like lime. Now, the taste of this might not taste as limey as you want, so you can taste it. I mean, it's not a very strong lime, but it's still really good. Maybe add about another half a teaspoon. That will bring it to 1 teaspoon. But remember, our topping is going to be very full of lime flavor. So it's okay if your batter isn't like super limey, totally fine. It tastes really, really nice. Okay, so we're gonna start making our chaffles. All right, so we're gonna take a nice little scoop of our batter and get that in there. Now I see a lot of people fill theirs too full, and then they're like, what did I do wrong? Well, you can definitely overfill it. So I find 2 to 3 tablespoons of batter is typically what these can hold. If you read the little manual that came with it, it calls for 2 tablespoons of batter. So that's kind of give and take. If you're going to be adding cheese, or if you're adding chocolate chips to your batter, then that's obviously going to make it even a little bit fuller. So you just kind of have to, you'll get used to the measurements and how that all works. If you open this too soon, you're going to cause part of your batter to stick to the waffle iron. So try to wait for the steam to start coming out. You'll start to see a lot of steam, and that's how you know that your chaffle's really close to being done. And then usually it's safe to open it. After about a minute, I'd say about a minute, I'm starting to see steam now. So if I peek, let's see, I even opened mine too soon. A little tiny piece of mine came off. But definitely, if you're noticing that happen, and see, you see how many chaffles I've made, and even that happens to me. So it just tells me that I need to leave it alone and not look so often, and just let it get more golden brown before I take it out. Reports that if you use the sprays, like the aerosol sprays, that has been causing some of the non-stick coating to come off of their mini dash. So when I read that, I sort of refrained from even using any sprays at all. I just didn't find it was as necessary. We use so much cheese in here that we end up not needing it. I usually use my little spatula, and I don't have that, so this little spatulas really come in handy. Here it is. I got this from Bed Bath & Beyond, and it really helps. You can kind of lift it up with a fork and then put this underneath it and gently lift it out. Really handy little tool. All right, so that batter made 2 chaffles. So if you want to make more, you could definitely double that up. We are going to make our topping. This is going to be our key lime topping. And this is definitely a cream cheese base mixture. So for this, I'm going to be doing 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. And again, use a scale if you want exact measurements there. And I'm going to soften this for about, maybe not quite 10, because I don't want it to be too warm. All right, there's our softened cream cheese. 2 teaspoons lime juice. Now, if you have lime extract, that would might even flavor it a little bit better. I only had the lime concentrate, so consider counting carbs if you wanted to for the little teeny amount that we're using there. So now to sweeten this, I'm going to be using my powdered monk fruit mixture that I made. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of that. And if you feel that's too sweet, you could always just do half of a tablespoon there, because everyone's sweetness levels are definitely different. And then I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. And now I'm just going to mix this all together. I'm finding that it needs more sweetener, so I'm going to be adding heaping teaspoon level there. That's really good. I like that. So I want to make this more of a whipped topping, so I'm going to whip this with my hand mixer, and I'm just going to add a little bit more heavy cream to mix it. And if you don't care if it's kind of just running all over your chaffle, which that's great too, you can just leave it like that and go with it like that. Now I added about 2 more tablespoons of heavy cream to that mixture and whipped that up so it's a lot thicker, but you don't have to. You could omit that step and just go with the thinner consistency, which, you know, will, if you're watching your carbs, that'll help keep your carb count lower. So there's that as an option. But let's go ahead and plate up our key lime chaffles. I have my poor sad one that stuck to the chaffle iron, so I'm gonna put that one on the bottom. Now this is serving us as an awesome crust or carrier for our delicious pie filling. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good, you guys. Oh my gosh, I just can't get over how fun these chaffles are to make. So then I'm going to take my other beautiful chaffle. There it is. It ripped a little tiny bit too, but they're very moist, and I'm going to push it down so some of that will squish out, and then we're going to put some more topping on here. And it looks like a lot because I've whipped it, you know, whipped a lot of air into this, so it just gives you that much more yumminess to enjoy. And there you have it, a delicious key lime pie chaffle. So let me show you from the other side what it looks like. Alright, so here it is, key lime pie chaffle. This topping is just so yummy. So let's give it a taste. I want a lot of that filling on my bite. There's my bite. Looks delicious. Wow. Okay. I'm dying and going to heaven a lot because these are tasting so good. I'm going to eat every bite of this. I'm going to have to make my husband another one because this one's mine. Anyways, this is delicious, you guys. I hope you try this recipe. It's super easy. The only ingredient you really need for this is lime, either lime extract or lime juice concentrate, which you should be able to get at your grocery store. So definitely give it a try and let me know what you think. It is so yummy, and I'm gonna go eat it. So give me a big thumbs up if you like this recipe, and leave me a comment below to let me know that you watched and enjoyed it. And if you try it, please let me know too. I love to hear that you've tried one of my recipes and that you enjoyed it. So thanks so much for watching, and have an awesome one. I'll see you in the next video.